Hi, I'm Shaun. I'm CTO here at Reffle, and I have been here for just 1 year. Mainly as CTO, I am responsible for the technical direction of things. What that means at Reffle is running the development teams, planning out the projects, planning the workload for the developers, and kind of making sure that lines up with the client expectations. Making sure everything works, basically.
I just want to say that Josh said that you were the best manager that he's ever had.
Did he really?
I don't know if he meant it, but he said it on camera.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
So I've been initially a developer. I was doing development from about 24 years ago, maybe 25 now, I don't know, something like that, a long time ago. I started off working on projects with my brother-in-law, actually. We had our own company for a while and just did development, and then I worked for a couple of companies just as a developer. And about, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, I started working as a project manager for development teams. Did a little bit of that. I moved to Tenerife with one of the companies that I work with, and I was the head of development and design there for a while, well, for about 4 years. Then I moved to Cyprus, and I was head of development and product for another company, which was part of the same group, and I did that for about 4.5 years. And then decided to come back to the UK and kind of hopped around a little bit. So I worked at a company, telecoms company, and I did the head of development and IT. And then in my last company, I started as head of technology, but then it just kind of evolved into a CTO role. I mean, I purposefully chose Reffle. When I was interviewing for here, it was fairly good market-wise for me. There was quite a lot of options. And I seem to be at a point where my experience is quite sought after. So I purposely chose Reffle because it was small. And I wanted to be part of something like a bit more startup-y as it's growing from, you know, like almost like a founder perspective. I've been like building up teams as well is something I seem to have done a lot. So most of my roles, I end up building teams up or spearheading new projects. So it kind of fits in line with my experience as well, something that I like doing. The team here is one of the, if not the best I've ever had. I was saying this to Anton the other day, actually. It's probably, I've had a couple of really good development teams like in my career, and it's really hard to get a really good mix. So definitely one of the best that I've had. I've brought along a few people that I've worked with previously to this role. So there's, I think, 3 on the team now that I've worked with previously. The office vibe is like pretty amazing. So that's also quite nice.